So call this meeting back to order at 8:11. Consent agenda items. In your packets, you have the minutes of our last meeting in a different format. Moved and seconded to approve the minutes as presented in its brand new updated format. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries 7-0. Discussion or action items. First item, consideration of possible action on the district improvement plan.
Okay, starting on page 125 in your book is the meat of the district improvement plan. This is where we put our district goals and our strategies. I won't go line by line through this because I know you guys have all perused it in your books. The goals are everything from improving our CTE programs to academic supports so that we continue to strive to be an A district, to parental involvement, to there's financial goals, culture, staff culture, exit interviews, and hiring. So I will take any questions, or I'm sorry, Mrs. Sale will take any questions that you guys have regarding, and Mrs. Snell, you have regarding the district improvement plan.
Just a couple more, just for clarification.
Yes.
I've asked this question before, but I think it's important that people hear this question so they know that that's available as well. On page, whatever we're on, 126, Goal 1, Objective 2, number 7, provide service to eligible children attending private schools to assure timely and meaningful consultation with private school officials.
That's why I'm here.
Okay.
I knew you were going to ask that question. I highlighted too.
So,
good thing to clarify,
if you would, and be close enough to a microphone that people can know what you're saying.
Where are you, Wes?
It's page 5 of 56 or page 126.
Going from 126 to 127.
Yeah.
Yep. Right on the break.
Number 7, right on the bottom.
That is a child find thing, that we're talking about children who have been identified as eligible for special education services.
Including at private schools.
Yes, the district is still required to offer services. So every year I'm required to send a ready, willing, and able letter from the SSA. And if the parents are interested in those services, we have a meeting at the SSA and I let them know what we offer. Currently, we offer speech therapy and we offer some consult on dyslexia, some consult on transition. But if they want the full gamut of services, we encourage them to enroll their child in this.
Okay. Thank you. I knew I've had questions directed to me on that before, so I wanted to ask that question and have it answered that everyone could be able to see that and hear that answer. Thank you very much.
I had that same question.
On page 132, number 3 says use bond funds to address district concerns, including traffic, new buildings, upgrades, renovations, and early childhood needs. Our bond funds are only available to be used on a portion of those items.
Okay.
So do we need, as we approve this later or offer it for approval, amend that so that it does not include new buildings or traffic?
Was in our bond plan is the concession stand, is that going to be a new concession stand? Locker rooms, is that going to be a new building?
I stand corrected.
Okay.
I was just thinking renovations. So that's cool.
Yep.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
Pull that one off.
And early childhood includes first.
That would be.
That's not pre-K.
That would be. I think more. The early childhood is more the renovations to right.
Yes.
That's where that would fall into.
Yep, I didn't have any issues with that. Man, I made 2 mistakes today. I'm good till December. Kind of a combo question between page 140 and 146. On 140, number 3, PISD will prioritize hiring qualified applicants. PISD will then consider diversity of teaching staff in order to better reflect the student population. On the demographic needs, it has staff makeup not reflective of student population. So does a need on page 146 result in action that actually is a little bit of opposition to number 3?
I would say on that, number 3 is stating that we will consider the qualifications of an applicant first to ensure that our staff is qualified and are quality teaching applicants. Then other considerations
Will come second to that.
Will come second to that.
Okay.
So you could even read it as kind of contrary to what the demographic.
Or maybe I kind of read it as while keeping in mind. I mean, most qualified, but also being cognizant that our demographics are similar.
Our first priority would be the quality of the teacher, regardless of any other characteristic.
Good. And the last thing I had was on page 155. And it's more just a comment, informational comment on staff quality, recruitment, and retention needs. Talks about smaller class sizes. We are at 13 to 1 per this document. State's average is 14.1 to 1. So we're doing a decent job.
Yeah, compared to
of
the
keeping
state,
smaller class sizes. And then I do also agree with work on teacher salaries being in line with the state averages, because PISD average is 49.5, state average is 56.1.
Yes.
Understand different cost of living in different places is a big portion of that.
Yes.
But that was my comment on that.
Okay.
We're done with
Good
my
comments.
sticky notes.
Okay, I have a sticky note. Page 125. Number 2, implement 4-year CTE programs resulting in students obtaining industry-based certifications with prioritization on STEM, here's STEAM, industry-based certifications that are aligned with local and national needs. I feel like a lot of the industry-based with local and national needs in STEAM, they seem very masculine-oriented in our current programs. I'm not saying girls can't be amazing welders, truck drivers. We do have the cosmetology school, but I noticed in that list of CTE programs, culinary arts, which is gender neutral, oral arrangement tends to be more feminine, but something a little more well-rounded that maybe doesn't have quite as high of a starting cost. Just a different viewpoint. We obviously can't change it right now, not going to, but something to keep in mind to offer the same support to our female students.
And on 125. With the district improvement plan, do we think we're clear at this point that because of both the financial impacts of not meeting our prior goal boards, is that sufficiently addressed here?
Number 3.
Number 3 and number 2 and 3, both. CTE and CCMR.
By our previous metric, we did. But by new metric, we did not. So which metric are we utilizing to decide if we met board goals?
I think what we heard from all of our interviewees for superintendent and most everybody else we've talked to, we are desperately needing to address this.
We are, especially with the new standards.
Yes.
This has got to be a major, major focus.
Yes.
Of what I'm not disagreeing with you, because our goalposts have moved, so our goals have moved.
Well, there's one big huge thing here where we are falling behind.
Yes.
This right here.
Talking about CCMR, yes.
Yes.
Goal number 3, I think, is a direct correlation to the new standards, because going from 61 to 90%, that's our goal. The goal to get an A under CCMR is going to be maybe eventually 88. And so our goal will be to not just hit the 88, but even get to 90. And that's a lot of our work this year is in our CTE program for numerous reasons. So that's why it's listed under here as one of our goals that we're going to be working on. I'm not sure I'm answering your question.
Well, I'm the district improvement plug, and I'm greatly in favor of these, as long as they're applied. And so that's what I think we've missed a little bit here in the past, is where we've set this, we go through the motions, we re-emphasize this, and it doesn't happen. And it's costing us, and it's going to cost us our rating, and it's all attributable right here.
I won't disagree with you, but
That's
I think
a comment.
I won't disagree with you at all, Richard. You know that, but I think the first thing we do is we do set a goal and state that this is something that we are going to do.
As long
And
as
then-
everybody sees it.
Yep.
Seeing I saw what our original goals were, but I've not seen it.
Last
Thinking
year's
they were
was
listed in here.
this was actually in last year's, but it had it going to 80% rather than 90. And so
Okay,
this
that's what I was
was a
thinking.
change to the
They're
90.
towards the end of like 177.
Okay, clear back to respect. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Other questions, comments? Keeping in mind that this is a very fluid document.
Yes.
Hey, technology
Good.
trades, aviation, that's new.
And without any other questions or comments, do I hear a motion to approve the entire document as presented?
So move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the district improvement plan document as presented. Any additional discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Consideration of possible action to approve the Student Health Advisory Committee members, which we have a list on page something or other. 181.
Can I be a parent also? No. There's an H in my name.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'll correct that.
And for this, I will defer to
The H
Sale.
is silent.
H. Imaginary.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. So in your board package, you have a list of proposed teachers, community members, parents to be involved in the Student Health Advisory Committee. It is required that the board approve the committee members. These names were given to me by the previous SHAC person over it. And so I've reached out to the people to see if they were interested in still being on the committee. There were a few that had declined, so their names have been removed and additional people put on. Try to have a good representation since the Shared Health Advisory Committee is going to discuss just good, healthy lifestyle. You know, how do we promote that at Perryton ISD? How do we encourage that lifestyle at home? How do we bring it into the home and have a good blending between home and school? So try to have a good representation of all people that can bring some good thoughts to the table. There have to be 2 meetings a semester, recorded, posted, shared, and then anyway, so this is the start of the process. Hope to have a meeting in October sometime to have our first meeting for the semester.
Any other questions? Look for a motion to accept the proposed members. In a second? Moving to second to approve the proposed members as presented. Any additional discussion? Yes, you can.
Yep.
If you so desire, you may abstain if you like. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. We have the bylaws for the Student Health Advisory Council. And y'all will be proud of me. I don't have one highlighted word in here. Then I will make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
Moved and seconded to approve the bylaws as presented. Any additional discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Set date for next month's board meeting. We already had talked about the 23rd. Is everyone good with the 23rd of October? Monday?
Yes. Is anything else?
Monday, October 23rd at 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
AM.
Y'all listening to me. Good. Meeting adjourned.
Tried to squeeze it in there.
Yeah, you did.
Thank you, everybody.
Appreciate it.